Hello, hello, hello. I thought I'd put together a video of all of Carl Gray's decks, and it goes right back to his first, right back to his current one. I'm not too sure whether he's working on one right now, but we start off at 2014 and we come right through to 2022. I wasn't actually going to buy the last one. I really thought that this would be very similar to like an affirmation deck, maybe like Gabrielle Bernstein, but I'm so glad I did. So let's work through each deck. Let's see what, why and how, and why is each one different. Give you more of an in-depth look. So the first one is the Angel Prayers. Now this was Carl Gray's first deck, and this is back in 2014, and I think the artist is Jason McReady. I'll have to look it up. There's 44 cards in this deck, and there's 16 archangels in here, and plus Divine Mother and Father. Now with these decks going back there, they were very standard, I think, with Hay House, the way they did them, like the Doreen Virtue, they had the big bold heading here. A lot's changed now with decks, you know, there's borderless, there's borders, you know, so much has changed. These aren't in order of the guidebook, they are alphabetically done, and that is the Sword of Light there of Archangel Michael. So the reverse of the deck says, this deck is a powerful spiritual tool that allows you to tap into the profound wisdom and healing support of the angels in a way that will feel real and positive, full of loving messages from the angels, archangels, and even the Divine Mother and Divine Father. Each card also offers you a powerful affirmation prayer, which will help you to resolve specific situations in your life for the highest good. You and your guides will eventually create your own language, and your deck will become your very own spiritual support system. Now, I remember when this deck first came out, it was exciting. You know, it was really exciting, and I think watching anybody bring something to life as their first deck, it has got that big vibe about it. So the deck itself, you know, it is a standard Hay House, good quality, I feel. It is high gloss, and you get the messages there on the deck. I will put them up here with a bit of music so you can go through and look at each card if you wish. But as I said, there is 16 archangels. You got the Divine Mother, you got the Divine Father. This is my favorite card of the deck. I just love this card, and at the end I'll shuffle and we'll get a message, and then we'll continue on for each deck, and you can see the transition, the changes for each deck. I didn't have any problems connecting with this deck. I found it's a really good one, nice and easy to connect with, you know, over a morning coffee, over a cup of tea. You know, it's sort of really to help tap into your intuition. I did find that though even the artist is the same, the images are all quite very different, you know, that there's sort of like, it's not like a standard tarot deck where you sort of get the story. This is very different. Each image is very, very different to the next. So that's what I found with this deck. Synchronicity, thank you angels, I trust you. Oh, and also too, each card has a thank you. So it's like you're giving yourself a blessing, you know, thank you angels for helping me to step back from what's not serving me. Thank you angels, I breathe with ease knowing you're here. Thank you Zadkiel for supporting me to transfer my past challenges. Thank you angels, today I choose. So it's a bit like raising your vibe and sort of thinking of things in a positive, you know. Thank you angels for allowing me to see that every day is a learning day. Spiritual support. So as we go through this one, and then you have another archangel here, Archangel Raziel. I will do other videos that will show the cards a lot more slower and clearer, and I'll put all of the links in the description box below. Spiritual abundance. So it's quite a fun, easy deck, you know, like there's nothing scary, there's no scary images, there's no scary text with this deck. It's very soft and beautiful imagery, bright, fun, easy to read. Put these down here as we continue on, and then I'll do a quick flick through the guidebook, and then we'll be moving on to his next deck, which was done 2 years later in 2016. So this deck was done in 2014. We're going back a bit, time is definitely flowing. So there's another archangel there, Archangel Sandalphon. He's meaty, isn't he? Thank you Sandalphon for delivering my prayers to heaven. So miracle of nature, forgiveness, Orion, heaven. And there's a Divine Father. So we had the Divine Mother, very different, and the Divine Father, the imagery very, very different. Sorry about the shadows over there. The inner voice. Thank you, angels, for guiding me through my inner voice. I love this. This is another one of my favorite cards. Archangel Jophiel. Focus your mind with the symbolism there. Express your creativity. So as we continue going through this one, this is beautiful, isn't it? Don't hate, meditate. Nice strong messages, beautiful imagery, beautiful bright, easy to read. You know, it is a true oracle deck. You know, you can see the keywords there straight on the card and in the book. So let's do this, get through this last one, healthy choices. Let's shuffle the cards, see what the collective needs to know. I'll read from the book, show you a bit of the book there. And okay, so let's see how we go. It goes together. No gilding on these ones. Quite sturdy. So with the booklet itself, you know, with Hay House, you always have a nice, strong booklet there. This has been out for a while, as I said, 2014. You can probably pick them up on sale with Hay House. It is in alphabetical order here. It talks about the deck, how to bond with the cards, your free will, the law of attraction, conducting angel, shuffling the cards, reading for yourself, spreads, jumping cards, asking a question and interpreting the cards. So we've got the booklet here, we've got the standard picture here, the heading that's on the card and the general meaning plus the extended interpretation. So let's see what our card says. Earth Angel. The artist is Jason McCready. He's a Glasgow-based multimedia artist, and from memory, I think he wrote to Carl Gray, suggesting that he could put together a deck and work with him, and this is how this project was formed from memory. So let's read up about the Earth Angel. Earth Angel, thank you, angels, for inspiring me to be more like you. The angels are so grateful for all of your positive thoughts and actions you do for others. They want you to take some time to see how amazing you are as a person. They are so blessed to have someone like you helping them do their work here on earth. Aww. You are an angel of the earth. Thank you. Expanded interpretation. Instead of working out what you want next in your life, ask yourself these simple questions. How can I be of service? How can I first serve myself? And how can I extend my help to others? When you have the answers, know that they are guidance from your angels. They want you to be just like them, and by living your life in a balanced way for yourself first and then for others, you become a living, breathing angel. Beautiful. So that's the first deck. That is the Angel Prayers. And then we have the Keepers of the Light. Now, I always used to find this a bit of a struggle to connect with. And I think because mainly this deck is Ascended Masters and Enlightened Beings, angels, gods and goddesses and twin flames. So I sort of struggled with this topic per se. Now this deck was put together in 2016 and there's 45 cards. It is a different artist this time. We do get to see, this is the first time that he works with Lily Moses, and he does work with Lily Moses on the next deck, and I do know that he was trying to contact her for the next deck, but she was uncontactable, so which is a shame because it's just such a brilliant deck, both of them. So let's step in, let's have a look at both of these. So the reverse of the deck says, the Keepers of the Light are a powerful congregation of enlightened souls who are dedicated to the peace, healing and nurturing of the world. This stunning card deck is a bridge between heaven and earth, drawing together 45 ancestor masters, spiritual deities and higher beings from many world traditions who are here to help all of those who call on them. This deck has been designed for spiritual seekers looking to develop their intuition, embrace their spiritual gifts and trust the messages they are receiving. Are you ready to connect? Let the Keepers of the Light guide you. That's by Carl Gray. So with this deck here, it is very similar to the Angel Prayers. We have this big band again coming down the bottom. Very, very similar. Obviously the artistry is a bit more clear, definition, but the images and how they're printed and put on the card are very similar to the Angel Prayers. So we'll go through this deck. Kuthumi, Cloak of Wisdom. You already know the answer you seek. Trust that you know. So we had, in the first deck, we had this thank you. In this deck, it's basically giving you a prompting of, you know, what the card message is about. So we've got Archangel Michael there. And as I don't think I said, there's 45 cards in this deck. Bridget. Now, I did struggle with connecting this because this deck for me was quite new. It was quite different for me connecting with, at the time, ascended beings and people I hadn't heard of. For instance, I think Charity from memory, the artist actually introduced Kyle Gray to this energy from memory. I could be wrong, but I'm sure that's what he said there. Commander Ashar. So you've got all these different ascended masters and enlightened beings and gods and goddesses here that, you know, you're opening up and expanding to all of these different type of energies, and also to what is their purpose, or what was their purpose, and how can they help you when you invoke their particular energy. So I'll go through these ones. I'll just add a bit of music here. You just see when I got this one, it was just beautiful. Like, so yeah, I used to shuffle and get a card. I'm like, well, where does this fit in my life right now? So I did struggle with learning and knowing the interpretations, as I said. Like Kalima, very new to me at the time. Just beautiful images, very different to what we were used to seeing back in 2016. This was a real step up, a lot more brighter, a lot more colourful oracle cards to what I think we were used to, or what was being released at the time. Beautiful Mother Mary. Kuan Yin. So at the time I was very new to even who Kuan Yin was. So this is a very good deck, you know, for just introducing yourself if you're unaware of who these people are. It's a nice way of doing it without having too much of an information overload. Definitely the best for last. Isn't he gorgeous? Look at that. Okay, so let's shuffle. Let's see what message we're going to get for the collective. The booklet itself is very standard. Hay House. Again, we've got the book here, which gives you the picture, what's on the card, the message, or about the person, or God, goddess, or enlightened being, and the extended message. Creating a relationship with your deck. The deck explained the angels, ancestors, gods, goddesses, twin flames. And then we've got probably the spiel of Kyle, and we've got the spiel of Lily Moses. Lily Moses, an artist whose work is inspired by the beauty of life that was in all things seen and unseen. I know she closed down her social media at one stage, so I'm not too sure whether this is back up. I'll have to check and I'll let you know in this recording. Lily was born in New Zealand and moved to Australia at the age of 12. She now resides in Northern Rivers, New South Wales, and works full-time as an artist. So that's not very far from me. It's a beautiful area in Northern New South Wales. So let's have a look at this deck. Let's give it a shuffle and see what message we need for the collective. Cards are not gilded. Again, good quality. I can never fault Hay House's printing. Hilaron, divine healing. Honor your sensitivity, retreat to recharge and heal your light. Your light can support others. Hilaron is a spiritual master who lived in the Middle East during the 4th century. At the age of 15, he felt the call to go to the retreat of St. Anthony in the Egyptian desert. This was busy with people needing healing, so after a while he went back home with some monks. During that time his parents passed away, and it is said that Hilaron was so devoted to service, he gave all of their estate to his brothers and the poor. For the rest of his life he lived as a hermit into a cave and was said to perform miracles with his prayers and touch. To this day he is dedicated to healing, but he also helps spiritual people who feel overly sensitive to overcome their challenges and integrate with the normal world. Extended message. The world can seem overwhelming to you, and it's okay to retreat to a safe place every now and then to cleanse and recharge your energy. You may feel called to serve others or share your healing with them, but please ensure you are filled up with light, love and energy first, so that you are not sacrificing your own development for others. You are surrounded by the healing light of Hilaron and the healing angels at this time, so that you can recharge and feel whole. Beautiful message. You know, that's for the healers of our soul and the empaths. So I'll put this deck away. And then we have the Angel and Ancestors Oracle cards. Now, I do recall being part of the Kyle Gray's Angel group and being a member, still a member to this day. This deck was really super exciting. You know, like when he showed us the artwork, we were like all blown away. Now, this was done in 2018. So you've got 2014, 2016, and now 2018. And Lily Moses designed this deck, as she also designed the Keepers of the Light deck. But when we were shown cards of this prior to the release, it was like, whoa, you know, like it was just so exciting. So it seems to be bigger. This deck, there's 55 cards. So we went from 44 cards, 45 cards, and this is 55 cards. The reverse of the box says, we are surrounded by countless guides who want to share their knowledge with us to bring healing and change. Among them are the angels and ancestors, including images from Celtic, Native American, Aboriginal and Earth-based spiritualities. Angels and ancestors crosses the divide between all cultures to bridge the gap between this world and the next. It is a powerful tool ready to help you unlock the answers that are waiting within you through the divine and ancient wisdom of the angel and ancestors. It says here about Kyle Gray. Kyle Gray is one of the UK's youngest, most sought-after angel experts and the author of 6 books. Lily Moses is a visionary artist who paints what she sees from a deep meditative state. Interesting. So as I said, I'm not too sure whether her website's up and running, www.lilymoses.com, so we'll have to check that out. So you've got the beautiful gold on there. So this was definitely printed a bit differently than the other ones. The other decks were all high gloss. This is more of a matte finish. Also, another thing with this deck, he's done this is the first time that I have ever seen an insert. So this is, I set the intention that whatever is gained from the lessons learned from this tool will be dedicated to the growth of all beings in all places. Guardians of the four corners, Mother in the earth, Father in the sky, angels, ancestors, sacred ones, I call on you and welcome you here now. So let's dive in. So this is a very, I'm going to say a different deck, but similar along the lines of, it includes 30 wise ones, 12 guardians, and some warrior symbols along with seasons. Now, the only thing that I found negative about this deck was I found, you know, I like ease of access with booklets and everything in alphabetical order, but this booklet's sort of divided up into a series of things, which I'll show you in a moment. Now, this deck, you can see it's sort of like being well used, well worn, but look at the artistry, it's just beautiful. Now, again, we have this band along the bottom, very, very different to the first two with the different use of the colours there. So this is more earth colours with the gold tinge. So we'll go through each one. This is obviously a season card. I don't know whether this deck, it might be in order. This is another season card, obviously summer, spring, and autumn. And then we've got the warrior symbols. Warrior symbols are, when Kyle was writing his book Light Warrior, he had a dream where he was actually shown these symbols. So that's how he connected directly to his guides and angels. So it sort of gave him information, you know, that he could utilize. And there's 9 of these simple cards, all bringing about lessons and growth. Got the drum, broken arrow, the arrow. And then now we have the Guardian. So again, a different aspect of this deck was the Guardian messages. And there's 12 Guardian spirits to this deck. But look at the imagery. It's just so beautiful. The booklet itself also goes through a blessing of the deck in a very deep way, which I'll show you in a moment. So these are all the Guardians. Look at her just looking into the universe there. And I just remember, like, it was just so exciting seeing this imagery. It was well ahead. Kyle was way ahead of his time, and also to the mixture of different nationalities. There's another guardian angel. You are not alone. The fire. Fire Guardian, igniting your passions. The Earth Guardian. That's the cover of the deck there. And the Air Guardian. And then we move on to the Sacred Ones. So the Sacred Ones in this deck says 30 Wise Ones. And the 30 Wise Ones are basically of, I guess you could say, people or energy or ancient shamans, and I guess you can say shamans, medicine women, warriors, merchants, people that are around the world here that we can tap into their energy. I just love this. I really love the moth or the butterfly in her hair here. But it's just beautiful, the imagery here as we go through. I do recall that the artist had to take a photo of her friend. You know, she had this idea of the trader in this way. It's just a very nice, and I can really understand why Kyle Gray really wanted to reach out to her, Lily Moses, in order to get her to do his next deck, because it's just beautiful. It really comes to life. I think this would have to be one of my favourite decks that I bought that's mass market, that's got beautiful imagery. And I believe this is actually quite cheap, this deck now. Like, you know, if you haven't bought it, it's actually quite a good, reasonable price. And I will put the links, look at that. I'll put the links to all of the decks in the description box here. The Seer, that was one of my favourite decks at the time when I first started getting this. The Sage. The Peacekeeper, isn't that beautiful? The Oracle there. To the point where you want to wait for the information to come. And you have the High Priestess. High Priestess and the High Priest. I love putting them together like this. It's just beautiful. The Hermit. Great Teacher. One of my favourite cards of this deck. Father Sky. The Druid. And the Elder, the Aboriginal Ancestors. So let's shuffle. Let's see what message we get for the collective as we do that. And we'll look in the guidebook as well. You can see the cards. Let's see what message we have. Stag, trust and thrive. So you can see with the guidebook, again, very well bound, a lot thicker than the last guidebooks, obviously with a few extra cards in there. The introduction, he does this beautiful connecting ceremony. I do recall that he did a recording for this, how to record, take a deep breath, how your cards work, approaching the cards, conducting oracle readings, raising your vibes, drawing your cards, cleansing your cards, cleansing ceremony, shuffling, reading for yourself, different types of readings there, jumping cards. And let's look up the Stag. Alphabetical order. The only thing that I have different with this one is you look in the alphabetical order, but because this is part of the warrior symbols, you've got to go to the back. So you've got the guardians and then you've got the warrior symbols. So that's the only thing that really throws me now and again. Okay, the Stag. So isn't it beautiful? The Stag. Message, come alive and thrive. Stand in your light and glory with grace and majesty. The Stag card brings graceful and powerful medicine into your life. In the Celtic traditions, the stag with his crown of antlers is known as the king of the forest and is a totem that brings protection in challenging times. In Native American traditions, he is greatly loved, for stags and deer have provided food for the people and materials that have allowed them to create medicine items such as drums, rattles and smudge fans. Although the stag has been hunted in the past and still is, he has strength, dignity and poise. When this card arises, it can also represent fertility and sexuality. It may be an opportunity to explore your sexual side with your spiritual integrity supporting you on that journey. Extended message, you have an opportunity to thrive. Trust in all that you have to offer, all your gifts, strength and power, and make the most of it. You're born to lead, and this can only become reality when you're willing to put yourself in that position. Stag energy allows you to feel safe because the antlers keep away anything that could interfere with your intelligence and presence, and their strength gives you the power to be agile in your thinking. You're being encouraged to retain your dignity and be proud of who you are and all that you've accomplished. This in turn will give you even more power to thrive onwards and upwards. Beautiful. So that is the Angel and Ancestors deck. What do you think so far? I think, to me, this would have to be my favourite Kyle Gray deck so far that we've looked at. It just really jumps ahead with the imagery, that's for sure. And then we have the Angel Guide. Now, I have to say, when I bought this one, I was quite shocked, actually. I thought that it was quite different to what I was used to with Kyle Gray. It was such a different imagery, deck because we had this beautiful angels and ancestors, and it is my favorite, I guess. So, and then we jump this one, and it's very different. So this is 44 cards, and the artist is a new artist with Carl is Jennifer Hawkyard. The deck itself says the Angel Guide Oracle is a bridge between heaven and earth, bridging together 44 images of guardian angels with insight, supportive and healing keyword messages. When your heart seeks transformation, when your soul seeks truth, call upon the angels' wisdom, and their infinite compassion will lead you on their path. I found that this deck, I'm not going to say it went backwards, but I felt that the messages were very similar to the angel prayers, where you're sort of using it as an oracle deck and it's directing you somewhere. Whereas the Keepers of the Light sort of had, we know what this is about. This is about ascended and enlightened beings, and even the angels and ancestors, it had a sort of theme. Where this was a different theme once again. It was more about life itself. So we just open it up. There's nothing on the inside of this deck. Oh yes, there is. It says here, thank you, angels, for reminding me of your presence and for revealing to me what I need to know. I am willing to listen and receive, and so it is. So this is the Angel Guide was done in 2020, so 2 years again after the Angels and Ancestors. Now we're back to high gloss, and again we've got this different artist style here. Now there's 44 cards in this, and this is really about tapping into your intuition, again having these life lessons, remind you of these life lessons. You've got this band, very, very smaller than the other cards, different band, but again, you've still got the keyword and the bands on the cards that we're used to. Now, these aren't in any order, so we'll go through them. So you can see here, composure, clear, cancel, and release, joy and contentment. So very, very different to the other decks so far. It's beautiful. It's like stained glass window there. So when we go through this, I will then also shuffle. We'll do a message. We'll do a look at the guidebook. Don't see many people using this on social media. It's such a beautiful deck. Then we've got the Mother, Father, God. Do the work. No, I'm not a big fan of decks that have yes and no. I don't know why, they just don't vibe with me. So if I get this card, I normally tend to reshuffle and pull for another card. Oh, beautiful one. That's one of my favourite cards of the deck. And then we've got the final one there. So there's 44 cards in this deck. So we'll do the shuffle again. You can see there, side of the deck. Mother, Father, God. It's funny how I drew attention to that when we first started. So you've got the booklet here, Getting Well Bounded. Starts off with the introduction about the deck, how to use the deck explained, bonding with your cards, connecting. We've always got with each deck a different poem or a different intention of how to connect with the deck itself, clearing it, communicating, conducting angel readings, reading for yourself, shuffling the cards, jumping cards, reading for another person, reversed. Then we have examples, spreads, and then we have the cards, which is all in alphabetical order. So quite easy to find the meaning. So we're looking for Mother, Father, God. We've got the card message here. We've got your message. We've got the extended message, so hang in there, it's quite a lengthy one. You are connected to the power of creation at this time. Your spiritual parent is enveloping you in their incredible love and filling you with divine energy and inspiration to help you move forward. This card is a message directly from the heart of God. It is telling you that you are significant and precious. You are loved beyond measure and the Creator powerful is power. You are loved beyond measure and the Creator power is proud of you. You are being encouraged to have faith and know that anything is possible for you. No matter what you may be going through, you are always connected to the source of creation. Your angel guide is encouraging you to remember this now. Extended message. This card is one of healing and wholeness. Whatever stories you may have heard about God being judgmental must be washed away. Divine energy could never hold a grudge against you, for you are an extension of its love. The power and presence of the Creator are not only with you, but within you. If you have ever felt that you aren't good enough, or that you are being judged, or that you haven't been the best you can be, know that you are forgiven. Angels are with you today to help create a healing wave between you and your divine parent. This card also brings the possibility of parental healing. If you would like to clear up difficult energies between you and your parents or ancestry, know that angels are ready to help. They are guiding you to see the world through the eyes of Mother, Father, God, and to remember that love can heal everything. So it's just beautiful, beautiful message, well written. So we'll put this back in there, and then we'll move on to the next deck. The next deck is the Gateway of Light Activation, a very, very different deck. So, you know, we've had a lot of angels and ancestors and guides, and then we're stepping into something we're exploring something very different and very new. So far, we've had the Angel Oracle card, we've had the Keepers of the Light, we've had the Angels and Ancestors, and now we've had the Angel Guide. So as you can see, all very, very different decks. And we're moving on to the Gateway of Light Activation. Now this was done in 2020, so again 2 years after this. So we've got 2014, 2016, 2018, 2020, and now 2021 actually. This is 1 year, so he's worked hard during lockdown. So this is a 44 card deck, Gateway of Light Activation, and again the artwork is by Jennifer Hawkyard. So she's the person that did the deck prior. So then at the back we've got this oracle is a Stargate portal connecting you with the infinite intelligence of the universe. Each card is an energetic bridge to spiritual retreats, chakras, and guardian beings, leading you on a journey to connect with divine consciousness and receive messages to raise your vibration. You're born to light up the world. Let the gateway support your destiny. So there is... I know in this deck he talks about soul stars, the earth star, Gaia, and the stellar gateway. In the middle here, I call forth from within the light of source, thanking you, standing at the forefront of my heart and mind. Thank you for activating the ancient wisdom of my soul. I welcome in the support of heaven and earth, the stars, light beings, and beyond, and so it is. As above, so below, so within as without. Connections to heaven and earth through the stargate of your heart. So it's nice, very glitzy deck. This one, very glitzy. And Sissy Jennifer Hawkett is a multidisciplinary and illustrator known for her colourful and high textural images. So there we go. Okay, so we're getting to this one. We're going back to the mat. Now we're going back to the mat here. It's very different, this deck. Very, very different. So as you say, we've got the 44 cards. So let's have a look at them. I don't think they're in order. They might be. So you've got the Venturian Galactic Council. So again, you've got the banner down the bottom. He does like to use the keywords throughout all of his deck. We've got the banner there. And we've got this different artistry coming through. A bit like you'd see if you were astral traveling or meditating. Thoth light codes. Third eye activation. So it does discuss here about multi-dimensional spaces, the gateway, portholes, chakras and light beings. So we're on to a very different topic away from angels and ancestors here. It's more about where we're being taken, or, you know, how is our vibration moved along here. So it's all about the light codes here and downloads. I believe this is a true oracle deck. I really think that, you know, you read the book, you think about it, you think about the message, you might want to journal, you might want to pull this card prior to meditation. He's got the crystal skull wisdom there. I know that Cole's interested in crystal skulls. He's a great fan of them. Emerald tablet. So there's lots of learning in this deck here again. You know, you've got another, you know, again, going back to the Keepers of the Light, you know, that really introduced us to Ascended Masters and Enlightened Beings. And again, this deck is introducing us again to portholes and different, I guess, energy places, including the chakras. I don't think we've seen the chakras in any of the decks previously. I think this is the first time that we've actually seen in Cole's cards the introduction of the chakras. There's the Merkaba activation. You'll often see that being said online with people, spiritual teachers. That's just beautiful. So very, very different imagery. Got all these downloads here. And at the end of this, I'll shuffle again and we'll read through the book. So you have to work with this deck, like any deck, get to know the meanings, get to know the use of them. So again, let's do this big shuffle. I have to go over the camera. Put the deck there. This one seems a bit, the cardstock seems a tad thinner, but it may just be because of the gloss. It's more matte. Sirius, star blessings. Yes, proceed, be seen, push through. So we've got the booklet again. We've got the Hay House booklet, quite a thick booklet. We've got the contents here, the introduction, how to use, activations, what they are, gateways, chakras, spiritual retreats, light beams, light codes, downloads, upgrades, working with the cards, free will and attraction, bonding with your deck, approaching with integrity, the prayer to bless the deck, conducting oracle readings, shuffling, raising, reading for yourself, strength and challenge, jumping cards, reverse cards, how often to do readings, asking questions, and we've got some sample spreads, and then we've got the interpretations of the cards. So we'll go for the S. There we are. So again, quite a detail in here. Sirius is the brightest star in the sky and was of the utmost importance to the ancient Egyptians. In fact, our current new year was celebrated as the coming of Sobdet, the goddess queen of Sirius, as during the last week of December, Sirius can be found high in the sky between midnight and dawn. The Sirius star system is the home of a race of humanoid beings who most likely live in a dimensional higher than our own. It's believed that these beings can be contacted through spiritual practice. Turning into them can enable us to receive higher frequency spiritual downloads. This card draws the light of Sirius and the support of Sirian star beings into our world. When it comes to us, it helps us fight light in moments of darkness and uncertainty and to continue on. If you're feeling strongly connected to Sirius and its star beings, it's likely that you are connected to them on a spiritual level. And if you take time to locate the star in the sky, you might even have a sense of coming home. Beautiful. Connect. Find an image of Sirius online or look for the star in the sky. Imagine a great beam of light coming down from it and washing away over your being. Cool. Know that the electric blue frequency will be supporting you as you move forward. Your message. The message that comes with this gateway is a giant yes. It brings the energy of wishing on a star and seeing that wish come true. This is a time for you to move forward with any projects or ideas that you have felt called to carry out. Oh, another page. There is an energy of possibility, abundance, and excitement surrounding you at this time. Whatever dreams you've been revisiting recently aren't dreams but premonitions. Know that whatever you're connecting with on the inside is soon to be something you'll be experiencing in the physical. So think about what you desire instead of what you fear. See yourself celebrating as if your wildest dreams have come true. As you do so, you'll be creating the perfect energy for them to manifest in your world. Beautiful message there. Beautiful message. That's a big go ahead. So that is the Gateway of Light Activation Oracle. A lot of learning in that deck. Well, there's a lot of learning actually in all the decks there that he's given us to digest and learn. And finally, we've got his most recent release. Again, very different. Raise Your Vibration Oracle. Now, this was done by Ari Wisner. Now, Ari Wisner himself has just released a tarot card. I haven't bought that as yet. I'm waiting for a sale to come on because I know in America it's been reduced. So I'm waiting for it to be reduced here in Australia. And this is 48 cards. I wasn't going to buy this. I really thought that it would be very similar to Gabby Bernstein's deck, but it isn't. It's very different. It is set within the chakras, and it does talk about including the soul stars, the Earth Star, the Gaia, and the Stellar Gateway. So in the way that the book is set up, I'll show it to you at the beginning. It says, live a high vibe life. In every moment, you can make a choice to raise your vibration and take the opportunity to align your life with purpose and energy. This 48 card deck is a powerful tool to help you activate your intuition, harness universal wisdom, and attract positive experiences into your everyday. Kyle Gray is now the best-selling author of 8 books and the co-creator of the 6 Oracle decks. And Ari Wisner is a queer artist, illustrator, and designer. Ari is a creator, there you go, of the Transient Light Tarot and the Trinity Tarot decks. And that's that. So if we go back to the Angel and Ancestors deck on the reverse here, so this is going back to 2018, we're now at 2022. It says here Kyle Gray is the author of 6 books, and now today he's the author of 8 books. So it's interesting, and co-creator of 6 decks. So it's interesting how one has done so much. So let's dive into this. You'll enjoy this deck. I enjoy all the decks, but I think you'll enjoy this deck because I enjoy this deck. And I wasn't going to buy this deck, so I enjoyed it even more. It's just a nice surprise. So inside the box, vibes so high, your aura becomes a magnet to blessings. High vibes for me are high vibes for we. Interesting. So let's look at this deck here. Let's go through it and then we'll look at the guidebook. So you can see, very different. You know, as I said, this is an affirmation deck. It comes to you straight away. If you've ever bought James Van Prague's Oracle decks, you would see that it's very, very similar in the way that it's set up with easy wordings there. So we'll go through this deck. Honesty is the best policy. It's bright. Fun, colourful. This is on Ari's deck, the eye here. He must be known for that. Isn't that beautiful? And I can actually hear Kyle saying this in my head. Relationships are assignments for growth. So there's 48 cards in this deck, and they're all linked to the chakras. So the way the book is set out is, you know, each card is dedicated to a specific chakra. So I'll show you that in a moment. I wish that there would be like a red dot or yellow or green dot that would let us know of the chakra. Only because the use of the guidebook would be a lot easier, but I guess it doesn't take much to look in the index, does it? Beautiful rainbows. So it's colourful, bright, fun. The guidebook's lovely. And that's the cover of the deck there. And then we'll do a shuffle. I'll talk about this guidebook. We have My High Vibes Heal the World. Interesting, because with all of these cards here, we had another healing message there, so it'd be interesting to see. So as I said, the guidebook is set up a little bit differently. You have to look through it carefully to find this card, because it's not all about being in alphabetical. So you can look through the A to Z list of cards. $146. So you've got the introduction with the book there, how the cards work, raising your vibration, the spiritual energy system. So he talks about the chakras. It's It's great to be hearing about the chakras back again. The Kundalini, the higher chakras. This is where he does talk about the Soul Star, Earth Star, the Gaia and the Stellar Gateway. Working with the cards, bonding with your deck, bonding with your cards, conducting oracle readings, shuffling, clearing, asking questions, reading for others, strength and challenges, how often to do readings, reversed, jumping cards, the 4 pillars. Important. Align your energies to these 4 pillars whenever you are doing spiritual work. They are authenticity, devotion, love, and service. Very true. And sample spreads. So we'll look through 146 because this is done in a way where it starts off with the root chakra and it discusses the cards for the root chakra. Then it goes with the sacral chakra and onwards and upwards through the chakras. So we're looking for page 146. So this is for the Kundalini. It says here about the Kundalini, the rainbow. Kundalini is the primal life force, the spark of creation that we hold in the core of our being. The word is the Sanskrit for coiled serpent because it is visualized as a spiral of energy. In the center of the root chakra, it is the energy that replenishes and activates all of the chakra system. For the most part, it is sleeping and only activates at certain points of our life. But when we choose to raise our vibration, we set the intention to consistently awaken this energy. The Kundalini cards are about tuning into the radiant qualities of our being. You see, when this life force moves through the chakra system, it creates rainbow light that lifts our entire energy field and can even be perceived by those who don't consider themselves spiritual. The messages of these cards help us tune back into why we set out on this path in the first place. They help us reawaken the energy of excitement in our devotional practice and reminds us that even taking small steps towards our own healing is good for the whole humanity. Beautiful. So that does talk about each chakra. We want page 146. So again, which is quite interesting because I've noticed with a lot of Hay House decks, they've taken away the photo of the card, which is great to see that this is still in Kyle's decks. My high vibes heal the world. You are an incredible healer. The steps you are taking toward positivity and mastery aren't just healing you, they are healing the world. You are one with the world, one with life itself. What you do on the inside is what you are sharing with the outside. Just by being kind and loving towards yourself, you are living with higher purpose. This card is a message to keep on going. Sometimes you'll question if you are doing enough or making a difference, and today the universe wants you to know you are. Didn't you set out on this path because you wanted to be a more positive person, maybe a better partner, family member or colleague? That in itself was a noble aim that has made a difference. Now you are sending out a tidal wave of love that is reaching far and wide across the grid of the universe. You are an angel on earth, making a difference to your own life and inevitably making a difference to the world. Your very presence is a blessing. Vibe of the day. My inner healing is healing for humanity. It's got a different vibe here. So the card itself has my high vibes heal the world, and then the vibe of the day is my inner healing is healing for humanity. So that is it. We've got about the artist, we've got about Kyle, and that is all of Kyle Gray's decks. So we'll put all the cards together and see they're very different. So I hope that they've given you an insight of Kyle Gray, all of his decks put together. Maybe there's one that you have here, maybe there's one that you need to add to your collection, but I hope that this video has helped you see that each deck is very unique and has a calling specifically for you if you're interested in those, and that's all the backing there. So don't forget to double tap. I'll be back again to do another review of another video. Enjoy. Until next time.